Hi everyone, my name is Rose, and today I'll be walking us through an introduction to Figma, and I'll be sharing my screen, so just follow along. This is for the first section 0, where we just introduce the entire software and what are some basic tools and how to get started. So I'm going to pull up my Figma now. This is what your Figma is going to look like. I have a couple recent files up here, but to start a new file, you will either click a new design file, a new FigJam board, or a new slide deck. If you are looking to create a UI UX design, or even just create any sort of visual design, you're going to want to click on the new design file. And I'll be creating another video introducing FigJam and the slide deck as well, which are both wonderful tools. So I'm going to create new design file here. And this is what it's going to open to. So this is your canvas space where you are going to work. If you want to title your file name, you're going to go to this left side toolbar, click on Untitled. And we will just say MakerHub design. Let's just say we are creating some UI UX designs for the MakerHub at Baruch, for example. And so on this left side toolbar, you'll see pages and layers. Because I don't have anything on the board right now, there's no layers. And I'm on page 1, which means this whole entire workspace is my page 1. And if I wanted another workspace, I would add another page, but we're just going to start here. And then the next thing I'm going to move on to introducing is this bottom toolbar. So this is where you bring in all the new elements and components you're working with. So the way that Figma works is that you need to have these frames, which are basically going to be your specific canvases that you're designing on. Because right now I just have this blank board. But to start designing, I'm going to go to frame. And it's going to show up on this right hand toolbar. So if I'm going to do a phone, it actually already has a bunch of set dimensions. So I'm just going to click on the iPhone 16. And so this gives me the screen dimensions for iPhone 16. And this is where I'll be working on my design on. And if I wanted to do a web version as well, I'll go back to frames, click on desktop, and you have all of your options here. So I'm just going to do a normal desktop without these specific dimensions. We'll go to desktop. And it already has the size ready for you. So that's the basics of how to get started. And if you look at this frames tab, there's also section and slice. I haven't really used the slide tool, like the slice tool, but the section tab can be really helpful when organizing your Figma board. So I'm just going to show you what section looks like. So if I want to create a section for both of these, like group them in a workspace sort of, I would create my section there. And now I have this whole section. So maybe I could name this section draft 1. And then when I'm done, I could copy it. I could duplicate it. So to duplicate, you would hold Option while you click, and then that double arrow will show up. And then if you hold the Shift key, it'll keep things in line as you're moving them. So then now I have draft 2. So these sections can be helpful, just keeping your frames grouped together, or even just making your workspace feel more organized. Great. So some other tools down here at this bottom toolbar would be this shape tool. This is how you create new shapes. So let's say I wanted to just create a placeholder for maybe an image, I could just create a rectangle within my frame, and it would show up in the frame on this left side bar that shows the different layers. And then you can move around, and once you see the red line, you'll know that it's aligned to center. And then when I look at this shape, you can also see some corners here. I wanted to round the corner or not. But we'll have a chapter where we go more in depth on how to create these shapes, how to make them more look like how you want them to look. So there I have the shape. Maybe I want to create some buttons. So I'm just gonna create an ellipse here. And then holding Option. I'm just gonna do 4. And then if I have 4 and I want to space them out evenly, I would select all 4 by holding the Shift key. And then I'm going to start introducing this right-hand bar. So this right side bar is how things look, like the appearance of them. If you want to change their color, if you want to add a border, it's all going to be on this right-hand bar. So you can just think of it as a left-hand bar is for organization in terms of layers, pages, where things are. The bottom toolbar is for adding new elements, creating a new frame, creating new shapes. And this right-hand bar is the appearance of what's on your design. So if I want to space these things out evenly, there are 2 things I can do. I can press this little button that will space them out for me, or I can go to position. So this under here position, these are different buttons you can use to align your elements, but they're already in the same row. I just want to find spacing. So I go to these 3 dots. So I can do tidy up, which is what that previous button I pressed did, or I can also do distribute horizontal spacing. And then there we go. So this is sort of an introduction on how to use this design page. And if I click on a specific element, it'll show me all of these things. So X and Y is just the placement on the screen where it is. So you can see that the X changes because that's the horizontal axis and Y is the vertical axis, so their location. And then this WH, this is the width and the height of your shape. So right now, because it's a perfect circle, it's going to have the same width and height. And if I want to change it, I can, right now you can see that this link is highlighted, which means if I change this number to like 80, the height will also change. But if I only want to change the width, I can unclick this, and then now only the width will change. You can see that. So Control Z, Command Z will bring you back. Undo. And what else? Appearance. So this would be opacity. So you can either type in a value, or you'll see that this little side to side arrow shows up, and then you can just click it, hold, and then just kind of go back and forth. I sometimes really like to just do it this way so that I can see what it looks like. But if you want to be more precise, you can also just type in a value. Fill, this is where our color is. So I can change the color through here. And then there's also the color opacity, can hide it. And then if I want to add a stroke, which is like a border, you just press plus. And then this is the thickness. So if I increase it, it becomes thicker. You can also say if you want your border outside, inside, or centered. You can see the difference here. But I'll usually go for outside or center. And there are some extra tools here. I don't really use these bottom settings, but if I wanted to make this border of a dotted line, I could change it to dash. And then can play around with dash. So if I go 20, that means the dash is bigger. So maybe I'll go 2. The dash is smaller. But if you want to get rid of the stroke, you just press this minus key. And then there are also effects. So right now there's no effects, but I just press plus, there's drop shadow. Now you can see there's a drop shadow on this circle. But there's also some other ones that they have. There's an inner shadow, a layer blur, or background blur. So you can play around with that. And if I want to adjust this drop shadow, I would press this effect setting on the left of it. And then here I can adjust the settings for my drop shadow. For now, I'll just get rid of it. All right. And one more thing. If I say I'm ready, this design is ready to export, and I want to have it as a PNG or a PDF, I would have to click on this entire frame. Because if I click here, I would only export this rectangle. So that's why to export the entire frame, you want to click on this title, or I guess you could highlight it like this. But to be safe, I would always just click on this title, or I can click on it from here. So now everything is selected. I'll go to my right-hand toolbar, go all the way down and click export. Press plus, and then now I can export it as a PNG, JPEG, SVG, or PDF. And this would be the size. So I'm just going to keep it 1x. So 1x would be the same size as what it currently is in the file. And then once you're ready, you would click export. And then you would choose where to export it onto your computer. And you can also see in export, there's a preview. So it's showing me that this is what would be exported. Okay, I think we're just going to leave it at that for now as an introduction to how to get started with a Figma design file.